What's up? Welcome in and a happy Monday here at Locked On Sports Minnesota, Locked On Vikings YouTube channel. This is the all-new Vikings Squad Show. Yes, a rebrand, no change to the show. We're the Vikings Squad Show now.
Game time!
We're brought to you by Game Time. That's the best part. Game Time not going anywhere. It's your same hooligans doing this show Mondays and Thursdays. Football Party had an unbelievable run, and in fact was the inspiration to build these shows around the country. Unfortunately, or fortunately, the name will change, but the show will stay the same. Now, all roundtable NFL shows for each team are the squad shows, and we're the Vikings Squad Show here on Locked On Sports Minnesota. And the Locked On
Party's over.
Network.
Let's go.
Party's over. Hey, it's a copycat league. All right,
corporate. We're going corporate.
Hey, change can be scary. It's all good. We're brought to you by Game Time. That's right. You know what else we're brought to you by? We're brought to you by FanDuel. New customers, bet 5 and get 150. Trying to get that comment down. Bet 5.
Yeah, I was like, Sam, is it good to have the comment over the logo of the spot?
We're doing fine.
Game time!
We because of the rebrand,
this is just the pilot.
We're not recording, are we? Oh, we are.
We're live, Sam.
We forwent the usual whip around introduction bit because I wanted to explain the rebrand. Let's do it now. Luke Inman, what do you got?
Hey, Luke Inman at Luke_Spinman. Luke Braun's back, which means one thing: Arif must have one hell of a lawyer.
I think it's you, Luke.
I would go clockwise.
No, you're going clockwise? Oh, okay.
There you go.
Yeah.
I get it.
Hey,
it's tough to follow that.
With wide left, I would like to announce my resignation from the NFLPA and withdraw my consideration to be the executive director.
And JC Treader is going to be our new center, right, Braun?
Yeah, right. No, it's Jake Collins. I'm Luke Braun of Locked On Vikings. It's Jake Collins.
And I'm Sam Ekstrom. Today we talk about wet recklesses, amongst other things. We rank our top 15 Minnesota Vikings. The top 91 series will conclude today, start of training camp week. We make our official Mr. Mankato selection. I feel weird calling it Mr. Egan. I always did. But especially now, like in the Severance era, I know, Inman, you watch Severance, maybe Braun, maybe
true.
Mr. Egan just takes on a whole totally different.
Oh, no. I've only watched like 6 or 7 episodes, and then I realized I probably shouldn't have it up while I'm working. So it has stalled my ability to continue watching Severance.
Hard to multitask with that one. We also have the Jordan Addison Wet Reckless update, plus more camp storylines, all on today's Viking Squad Show. Let's jump right in. How about we tackle the Addison update first? We'll do the newsy item, then we'll get to our rankings. Jordan Addison accepts a plea deal. I think this was last Thursday after we recorded.
It was like 10 minutes after we finished recording.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
We just missed one of these. So close. And the sound's not going anywhere, by the way. The sound is here forever. Just because we're the squad show doesn't mean things are
cockroaches.
Is there a chance that this gets reduced from 3 because there was a plea? He's still confessing to, a crime with a vehicle involving alcohol. I think there's some probation. There's some classes involved. Still feels like a 2 or 3 game suspension. Anybody have any precedent or any knowledge that this could get worked down from 3?
I mean, he functionally with the guilty plea again to a lesser
No
charge,
contest plea. But yeah.
Oh, okay. Well, that's interesting
You know.
because that more closely matches the legal language I was about to use, which is functionally agrees to the facts of the case, right? Like that's what a no contest is. Like you don't have a guilty plea. You agree that the facts are as they've been laid out. And it's legalese. But functionally, this means that Jordan Addison has submitted as his testimony that the things that the police allege to have happened are the things that have happened. Or I guess the state has alleged to have happened, are the things that have happened. And so the NFL's investigation is over. He did the things, right? So I think that would mean a 3-game suspension. I don't see why that would be reduced down.
Yeah, I think all we're waiting on is for them to have the PR meeting, which is really how these things are decided. These are PR decisions. And yeah, he did the thing. So I would very much doubt it. But I guess it is no longer accurate to say Jordan Addison has a DUI on his record, which I guess is nice for him.
Yeah, nice to have some closure finally and just put this stage of it behind us now for Addison, especially obviously in the team and everybody else. But I agree with you guys. Like, the bar is 3 games. I mean, Sam, your question was, is there a chance? There's always a chance. Could get slimmed down to 2. But I think I'll be going to bed tonight expecting 3 games unless I hear otherwise, because that's just the precedent, and nothing in the verbiage or anything.
Think about the length of Jordan Addison's suspension before you go to bed.
Every night.
Okay, no, fair enough. I get it.
Yeah. I don't know if there's enough ambiguity in the charge because it's not a DUI. I don't know if there's enough ambiguity that they could appeal. I don't know if you can appeal when it's so kind of ironclad, right, in the rules or in the.
It doesn't sound like he's going to.
Agreement.
He's very much been like, I accept the consequences of my actions.
Yeah, the way he talked about it, I feel like again, this is just my recollection. I'm not looking it up right now, but it almost sounded like he basically said he wasn't going to appeal, like with those words.
Yeah.
Which is interesting because a lot of players will choose to appeal, even if they pled guilty to whatever, or they know that they did the thing, just because it's like a way to make sure that the suspension is refined specifically to what they did. It's kind of like when your lawyer tells you to do X, Y, or Z thing, even if you did do whatever, right? Just so that you can make sure that the punishment you receive more closely matches the crime that you may have committed.
There's just not a lot of downside to it, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. Sometimes it allows you to play another game.
To protect
you might be, if it's mid-season, the appeal could buy you one more game to play until the
right. So you have a really important game coming up. You appeal, so you put an injunction on the suspension. You can play the important game, and now you've got these 3-0 games because we always talk about how easy some NFL games are.
I think it's about like what year. I think you could, if he wanted to, he could probably do a whole bunch of appeals and submit every stupid little thing and delay it if this were like a contract year. But it's not. He's got his 5th-year option coming up, so it's actually probably the best time Addison's going to get to serve this. It's also the game checks that he's going to be forfeiting are going to be a lot lower than game checks will be in the future. Yeah. So it probably makes sense for him to just eat it now rather than try to delay. But if you were, say, Pat Williams and you're going to retire in 2 years, appeal that crap. Make a whole stink about it.
Go all the way to the Minnesota Supreme Court.
Percent chance that we hear chirping from Addison's camp or reports that probably come from Addison's camp about him wanting a new contract this offseason. Is there what's the percentage chance?
So close off of a no contest plea, probably not.
That feels like a Justin Jefferson only move to me.
Yeah.
Let's say he didn't have this happen. Yeah. What's your percentage?
A little higher. Addison has always been, I think, a little bit more confident than the statistics would suggest is reasonable, which I think is where you want your wide receiver to be, right? So that's not a criticism, but so I think that the chances are definitely higher. But I don't know. Like, his agent is probably like, you wait until you get like a foul, right?
Well, yeah, the 5th-year option will be part of the negotiation, kind of always. So it's probably like that's the next thing that happens with Jordan Addison is like next May we hear that they picked up his 5th-year option, which they almost certainly will.
100%.
And then we can get into conversations based off of that number. Usually that number factors into the negotiation as, we want it to be this plus whatever percentage is our signing bonus or whatever. But I think the like immediate extension thing, I don't know. Correct me if I'm wrong here, but it feels like it only happens with like the craziest superstars. And like Jefferson didn't get that extension. Neither did Jamar Chase get it at that point. He got it.
Well, we shouldn't use the Bengals as any kind of, but I would imagine. Yeah, I don't recall any non-elite player getting the extension in their 3rd year. I think
unless it's the way the Vikings
just want to start doing it. I think, right?
Sewell did, yeah, but I would. Probably
like an elite player, right?
Yeah.
Correct.
Yeah.
Not disputing that. And also we're I think he only has a leg to stand on if he stays perfectly healthy in the 14 games where he's available and comes close to 1,000 yards. If there's an injury at all, we're talking 11 or 12 games. I mean, the production is not going to be there for him to even have like a good argument to say that his value, like he would want to wait in that case, right? Then he'd want to play his way into a more wealthy contract. So I don't think there's probably
Plus
a
cap go up.
very
So you want to do this later if you anticipate that you're going to be with the team long term. You kind of want to sign that thing as late as possible so that you're in as robust a cap environment as possible. Wait for some of the sportsbook money to come in, you know?
Yeah. Also, my feeling is, and this is not based off of any like reporting, right? But my feeling is Addison, though a very talented receiver, is probably one of the players that the Vikings are willing to kind of let test the market, given like if they have a cap crunch issue where they have to kind of localize in on some players. I think Addison would be on the outside looking in, despite how important it is to have someone complement Jefferson. Like, I think you take a look at who the Vikings core players are in terms of who they're willing to kind of extend cap consideration to, and I don't think Addison is in that circle.
If they did, they'd kind of immediately have a problem they have to solve. That would suck.
Inman, and then we'll go around the horn with this. Who has more yardage this year, Jordan Addison or TJ Hockenson?
I'm going to go Addison.
I like that question.
Addison in his 2 years,
really,
even with the three games,
he had 875 last year in 15 games, so one more than his potential this year. And I think also dealt with probably some ramp up. Well, like as he built up the ankle last year, probably wasn't at 100%. So Inman, Arif, what do you think?
I'm going to go with Hockenson, but I really do think that that's a very good question because I think we're pretty close just in terms of what we think Hawkinson's ability. I mean, like last year, obviously Hockenson didn't have that, but you know, Hockenson has like been close to 1,000, I think, twice in his career.
914 yards the last time he played all 17.
Close-ish. Okay, yeah, close-ish. But he only started 14 games that season, so. But no, I think that I think that the Vikings understand Hockenson to be a vital component to the way that they design their passing game. And because of that, I think that they're more likely to kind of lean on him in particular situations than they will with Addison, who I think is more of a counterpunch kind of guy, which is a great counterpunch to have. But like, I think Addison is probably going to lag behind. That's just my feeling. But either way, yeah.
Yeah, looking at just kind of game to game, these guys are both good for the occasional 100-yard game, but mostly will hover around 50 or 60 a game. So I just think by virtue of having 3 games, Hawkinson's the bet here. Plus, in those 3 games, you're going to get a lot of attention on Justin Jefferson, like a lot of attention on Justin Jefferson. I would not be shocked to see Jefferson get off to a slow start statistically, and then that's going to open up stuff underneath for TJ Hockenson like it did at the end of 2022. It's going to look like those games against like the Giants or Lions.
I would love to see maybe one of you guys already looked it up, the Vegas line, because that is a pretty good question right there, Sam.
We did FanDuel? We did Addison not too long ago on FanDuel. I don't know if Hawkinson's number is available. I'll double check Addison, but it's pretty low. Like I think we agree that FanDuel's underrating the Vikings, and Addison's certainly reflected in that. I think it was like 800, but I'll look.
It doesn't look like we have
no tight ends out yet.
So we do have a comment from High Times KG, Blaze it, asking if Noah Fant
incoming.
Yeah, I love that. Well, because the Seahawks just released him like outright.
Yeah.
And so he's
I got it.
Sure, man. Hey, former teammates, baby, Iowa.
Yeah. So that'd be fun to have a Fant Hawk reunion, right? But also like Noah Fant is a decent blocker, pretty decent receiver. There's only so much I can say about how good he is because the team just released him outright instead of trading him. So I don't want to like get out over my skis on how good this player is. But I do think when you compare him to tight end 3s around the league, the Vikings could once again have the best tight end 3 in the NFL.
There we go.
Would be nice to bring Fant in. There's a bunch of teams that could use him. I know that Luke and I both have a friend that covers the Miami Dolphins. It's like pretty convinced that Fant would be a really great player.
Yeah, they need that, don't they?
Yeah, because they can replace Jonnu Smith and
that's like perfectly uninspiring.
Very similar. No, I agree. Very similar role to Jonnu Smith.
Perfect for the inevitable 7-win Dolphin season.
And where I know a Fant, and my goal was to maximize my production, I think I would go to Miami. But I'm not Noah Fant, and I value the power of friendship. So, of course, I would go to Minnesota. As you all know, friendship is a very high priority for me.
there are
Chemistry.
definitely other teams that are going to want Noah Fant more. Not that
Yeah.
it's like, he's probably better than like Gavin Bartholomew if he's healthy or like an undrafted rookie, of course. But yeah, other teams are probably going to want like a starting tight end. Although Noah Fant did like straight up lose a job to AJ Barner, so I don't know how hot a commodity he's going to be. Like
You have thoughts on
that's
AJ
what
Barner,
happened
that's for
there.
sure.
Like
you
AJ
definitely
Barner
have thoughts
took
on
the
AJ
job, and they were like, "Bye."
I'm going to love hearing Braun's takes on just random Michigan alums from this era of the draft for like years. This
Oh
is
yeah,
gonna
the
be great.
Colston Loveland hate train started in 2024 for sure. That
Dude,
guy was a
when-
disaster.
When Donovan
McCarthy was there.
Edwards wins a UFL championship as the second string running back, I am gonna love hearing more from Braun about
Cover
the
video game
five-star-
cover art athlete.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't understand the hype around him at all. Okay, like you could see that was Blake Corum decent.
Yeah,
Fine.
when I was
totally get that
making
he's an
the
NFL player.
argument, when I was making the argument, and you were pushing back on me, when I was making the argument that the JJ McCarthy had a really wonderful, supporting cast, right? We were going through them, and I got to Donovan Edwards, and I was like, I can't do it. And that was before the year he declared for the draft. And I was like, this guy's just like not good. Why are people talking about this guy?
Has anybody from that offense made any? What was it? Roman Wilson? He's nothing.
Yeah.
And he's
nothing.
hurt again, I think.
Well, I mean,
Is
we'll
he
see
already?
how the offensive
so.
line, because there are like 7 offensive linemen that declared that year for that draft. So we'll see how the offensive line.
Yeah, I think like 2 of them got drafted in day 3, and that was it.
We'll see. Well, I mean, Zach Zinter was hurt. Who's to say?
Who's to say?
Here you go. Underdogs. TJ Hockenson. Over under receiving yards 724.5. Jordan Addison. Over under 749.5. So they got Addison by about 25 yards. But
FanDuel's
neck
got
and neck. Right
Addison
there.
off the board on FanDuel probably because of the legal.
Probably because.
Because you don't know that. Yeah.
Yeah.
Correct.
Once you get to
Because
suspension,
I would have thought most bettors would have priced in a 3-game suspension. I find that curious.
It
gonna
feels
laugh
like
really
they
hard
did
when
that
Cornelius
with
tries to
with
get cut
Justin
from the
Jefferson's
Packers.
line
Okay.
a little bit. I'll tell you about that when I tell you about FanDuel, and we rank the top 15 Vikings next. Yeah, you can't bet Jordan Addison yards, but you can bet Justin Jefferson at FanDuel right now. Over under 12.50.5. Ooh, that feels like value on JJ. And you're getting a great price, -114, basically even odds. I would hammer that over, as well as a lot of Vikings overs. Very bullish on this football team. But you can also get more fun wagering options at FanDuel as the summer sports roll on. Open Championship just got done. Hopefully you got that early wager in on Scheffler like Wednesday or Thursday before he blew away the field. You've got U.S. Open tennis coming up in not too long. You got more golf. 3M Open here in Blaine this weekend. I'll be checking that out as well. There's great daily promotions at FanDuel. You can do same game parlays, live wagering, and a ton of NFL future options right now. Rushing props, passing props, receiving props, win totals. It's all there. Check it out at FanDuel if you're new to it. Bet 5, get 150. That's the deal right now. Bet 5. If you win that bet, you get $150 in bonus bets. The FanDuel Sportsbook app or FanDuel.com. Head there today to get started. All right, we've ranked 76 Vikings to this point. We have 15 to go. Let's start by getting caught up with Luke Braun's last 30. He was gone last week. I'm showing you Braun's most recent 30 rankings that we haven't discussed yet. I'm going to scroll slowly down. We got King, Rouse, Jurgens, Ward, Felton. I'm surprised you didn't have Felton like 75 because you haven't been
just the way
exactly
you've been
on
digging on
his
him.
on the hype train
Legit
there.
top 40 guy for you. Okay.
Sam Howell.
I mean, he's making the team.
Luke Braun, most surprising thing, you just love the specialists. So you got Will Reichard at 26. You've got Andrew DePaula at 18. CJ Ham at 22. So you've definitely given some weight to some niche players on your list. Do you want to respond to that?
I see Reichard about the same place everybody else has him.
Actually, I've got him higher than you, so I can't talk about that. Arif has
Well,
him
okay,
higher.
so I didn't do a lot of positional value in this.
Mhm.
Like this is like best players at what they are asked to do.
That's
So,
probably what I did.
Yeah. But yeah, man, 3-time Pro Bowler, number 18. If anything, I might be too low. I might want to.
Yeah, I should still DM
or 3-time All Pro. Excuse me.
The PFF long snapper guy to get the read on DePaula from a guy who is sick in the head about this in a way that Luke Braun is not.
Luke Braun, you concluded with Ivan Pace 20, Harrison Phillips 19, DePaula 18, Donovan Jackson 17, Will Fries 16. Braun, why don't you give us 15 through 11?
Yeah. Number 15. I'm starting out spicy. I got JJ McCarthy. This like 15, 16, 17 range to me is like guys that are going to start. They are going to be part of the team. There's just some uncertainty around them, whether that's around, Will Fries' leg or just a couple of young players we haven't seen much from. We don't really, this is kind of a question mark zone, but they're going to be starters. So, you're not going to put them in the 40s with special teamers. Then after that, I have Harrison Smith. I don't feel great about it, but surely time comes for us all eventually, right? But I could very much have egg on my face there. I have Aaron Jones next for kind of similar reasons. And Ryan Kelly. All of these guys have either, age or kind of in descending order of how concerned I am. Questions. Actually, I should probably switch Harrison Smith and Ryan Kelly. Let me just burn my mulligan right away. There we go.
Wow,
so Harrison Smith
immediate mulligan burn. Not that there are many opportunities to use a mulligan in the top 15. So
yeah,
fair enough.
So JJ McCarthy, Ryan Kelly, Aaron Jones, Harrison Smith, and then Brian O'Neill. We're getting into the world of like really good players that could be Pro Bowlers. I think the Vikings could legit send like 9 players to the Pro Bowl this year.
Only 3 Vikings in the top locked on top 100 last Thursday, by the way. Braun. I was
we blamed you for that actually.
Yeah, we figured that was your fault.
It could be my fault. The way that worked was each locked on host was asked to submit 10 players to be like part of the pool, and you could write in anyone you wanted if anybody, but that's the pool that people were like looking at.
It's actually that's actually pretty similar to the actual NFL top 100 process, which is, by the way, a very flawed process.
And then people voted on it, but I guess people didn't vote for Vikings, so didn't campaign hard enough.
Yeah,
there might be a sample size issue there too. I know that
not everybody.
I'm gonna get there. Don't worry. I'm doing an episode about it.
All right.
Spinman, give me 5.
Harrison Phillips at 15. I got Will Fries at 14. JJ 13. I'm curious where Arif and Sam, you got JJ as well. Kind of agree with Braun, right in that kind of middle range tier. Just need to see it with our own eyes. Harrison Smith 12. Aaron Jones 11. Any hot takes in there for anybody?
I don't think so. These all make sense. I think you've got Harrison Phillips a little high, but I'd rather be high on Harrison Phillips than low.
I think that's fair. Yeah.
So that all makes sense. No, I think our lists are going to be pretty similar. Like Braun's 16 through 12 encompasses, I believe, all the players in my 15 through 11. So not a ton of disagreement here. So 15, I've got Aaron Jones. I just think that the timeshare is going to be a little bit more than we might expect. And then after that, I've got JJ McCarthy at 14, pretty similar to all of you, in between the two of you, actually. It's an uncertainty question. I think we all can agree with that. Then at 13, I've got Harrison Smith, like Inman predicted last show twice.
Braun, you missed it. He said Harrison Smith's not in my top 12.
Not a top
12. Because we were talking about top 12, and so bringing it up, and I was like, by the way, Harrison Smith's not my top 12, and Luke was like, oh, so he's 13, and I was like, that's not okay, but actually. And then Ryan Kelly at 12, and then Will Fries at 11. Which, like Ryan Kelly, an age issue, just like with Harrison Smith. Will Fries an injury issue, but at the height of their talents, 2 extraordinarily talented players.
I'm gonna go Phillips at 15. Harrison Phillips, number 14. Jonathan Allen with his nose in front of Phillips in the DT ranks. So let's see, 6. Arif, you had him 16. Inman had him 16. Braun.
I don't have him yet.
Not
Really,
having
guys?
He's a
Yeah.
top 10 player.
All right.
Luke Braun. 13.
Did you not know that, Luke Braun?
Oh, okay.
All right.
I can't wait for the inevitable like error someone forgets just to.
I'll figure it out when you make me do the consensus rankings on this.
Yeah, Thursday I want the consensus analysis on these lists.
Yeah.
Number 12, Brian O'Neill, and number 11, Harrison Smith. Really not too dissimilar. We've got the aging. Is Brian O'Neill considered aging? Would you say?
I don't think
The
so.
second he tips over the wrong side of 30, people are like, should we trade him?
Is he?
He
Yeah.
had like the best year in a while last year, and that's really meaningful because he's always been a top 10 right tackle. The question is he top 3, top 5, top 8, or top 10? And he just had like an outstanding year last year, so he's aging gracefully.
He isn't. Braun, he's not 30 until week 3. So the first 2 games he will still.
And that's
So we're going to be
before
talking
the
about trade deadline.
Yeah,
the young
Brian
core.
O'Neill. The second they lose their second game and everyone wants to quit on the season. Ooh,
Yeah.
cool. I know exactly how I'm going to get annoyed this year.
Trey Hendrickson beats him a couple times
you
in
could
week 3.
pre-record
It's
a
over.
podcast. You know how we
It's over.
pre-write breaking news stories sometimes? You could pre-record a podcast about this exact thing. Just take
I
that
could.
day
I
off.
might. I'm
Yeah.
already mad about something that hasn't happened.
That's great. You've logged off of Twitter, and yet you still carry some of that spirit.
You can take the man out of Twitter. You can't take Twitter out of the man.
We're into our top 10. Let's go back to Luke Braun.
Yeah. 10th, I have Blake Cashman. Very good player. Also just kind of banged up, which is why I have Jonathan Allen right there. I have him 9th. Very good player. Just again, there's everybody here has some kind of injury or age concern still, but is like otherwise a good player. This is all the people that Kwesi like has made these bets on for this year. So this is where I think the season is going to make or break on this sort of 9 through 16 range. How many of these guys are healthy?
Mm-hmm.
Next up, it hurts to put him even this low, but I have Joshua Metellus, number 8. I just couldn't put him above any of the guys I have here.
Dude, I had him like 17, man.
Oh, really? Yeah. No,
Yeah.
I think he's just like a pillar of the defense at this point and is probably going to get paid like it. I don't know, today. Like it's going to happen soon.
If I recall, I used basically the same words. Like I hate putting him guy this low, but fair enough.
Yeah. Then I have Jordan Addison and TJ Hockenson next to each other. And the only reason I have Addison below is because of the 3-game suspension.
Perfect.
So these two guys are
Perfectly
kind of
mirrors the
part and parcel
discussion
for
we
me.
just had. Yeah.
Yeah, these guys are part and parcel to me. They're just the two guys that sort of take attention away from Jefferson. The trio is very important. It has been for the entire history of the league. And now it's just the third guy as a tight end instead of when it would used to be a running back in like the 90s. But it's like this incredibly important thing that has to be in your top 10.
Spinny.
Brian O'Neill at 10, Blake Cashman at 9, Jordan Addison. So I got Metellus sandwiched in between Hockenson and Addison. I got Hockenson at 6, then Metellus at 7, and then Addison at 8. So Brian O'Neill, Cashman, Addison at 8, Metellus 7, Hockenson 6. I think we're all kind of in the same ballpark there.
You
Maybe.
and Braun both have Hockenson 6. You both have Metellus 7 or 8. Addison, you basically flipped with Addison. Very, very similar. Arif Hasan 10 through 6.
Okay, so I said that Luke was high on Harrison Phillips, and then I realized I ranked him 10th. So never mind.
I super get it. He did his job. Like,
Yeah, that's my bad.
You got him
I
well
do think he's going
above
to rotate out
Allen
more this year, though.
and Hargrave.
Well, yeah, because he's going to play more snaps.
I don't know if that's necessarily true.
That's probably not true.
They're all going to play less. Just they all.
I think Jonathan is the
I just
three-down
like
guy.
him a lot. I don't know what to say. He rules. I don't need more
Not
than
arguing
that. And then actually, so I guess I'm lowest on him. Byron Murphy is my number 9. I think he's very good. I think that we've gotten to the point where we're kind of overrating him, which is a weird spot to be in. I think he was a borderline Pro Bowl guy, and he was a Pro Bowl guy, right? Like it's not like a huge distinction.
I get it. I get it.
Plus, I also think this team is super talented, so it's pretty tough to make some of these decisions. Blake Cashman, 8. Outstanding player. I don't know what else to say. I don't really have an issue with the people ranking him 10 and 9. Jordan Addison 7. I just think Hockenson's like significantly more important. Being the 7th most important player on your team is no problem though. And then number 6 is Gink. We got the Ginkster, Andrew Van Ginkel. Very good player. Really hard to rank these top 5. I'm higher on Brian O'Neill than the rest of you, and I think that's how this gets produced.
Wow. Yeah,
Jeez, I had Cash at 18. You guys,
you're super wrong.
8,
That's
9,
unquestionably
Blake
wrong.
Cashman is a very good player.
Yeah, Lions
but it's
and Rams
just an
game.
injury concern. Otherwise, I probably would have had him in the top.
Yeah, the only thing is that Blake Cashman didn't come to Minnesota with accolades. If he had been playing at this level before he hit free agency, first of all, the Vikings wouldn't have been able to get him. But I think we would all be thinking about him as a borderline potential All-Pro guy. He is so good.
Was last year a career year for him? Because I remember thinking, that's a pretty good player. I like the signing, and then he was like way better. Was I just wrong?
No. I think he was fine. I think that he was a pretty decent signing. The Vikings needed an all-around guy. I remember talking to people at the Combine about him versus Frankie Louvu, who is a pass rush specialist, and how more difficult it was for Frankie Louvu, who had had a better career up to that point, to get a good deal than Blake Cashman, because Cashman could fit into any defense. And it was like an interesting conversation with somebody who's like pretty familiar with the way these negotiations go down.
I'm convinced Spielman got sniped by the Jets, and he was going to take Cashman because the next pick, the Vikings were on the clock, and they took that USC linebacker. Cam Smith.
Red wine enjoyer.
Yeah.
Cam Smith.
Braun, just looking at the Cashman resume quickly, I mean, he really did nothing for 4 years. Like his 5th year.
He was hurt a lot.
With Houston. Yeah, he played 400 snaps as a rookie, wasn't very good, probably in over his head. And then Houston, 2023, arguably played as well as he did last year. That's why he got a big contract, but late bloomer. So I think he's now, it was not a flash in the pan last year. I would say it was the continuation of what he did with Houston.
You might have Linval Josephed this, where you just got somebody the second they become way better than they should be, than they're valued at.
Correct. My number 10, JJ McCarthy, which, I mean, if we're using the criteria of somebody starting for the first time ever, like at any other position, they probably aren't number 10. They're probably way down the list. But for whatever, like the fact that there's so much faith in this guy from the coaching staff is really the only thing keeping him in the top 10. I think he's going to be good. And a lot of that is just a testament to, A, what I saw in last preseason, B, what we've seen this staff do with quarterbacks. And then the great article by Kevin Seifert like 4 days ago about how O'Connell spent like a solid hour with McCarthy, just the two of them every single week, to help him develop.
You love human interest stories swaying your opinion on the talent level of these players, which, if that's the case, you should read Alec Lewis's piece on JJ McCarthy that published like 20 minutes ago. It's great.
You should read mine from last year.
Podcast is half an hour, so 45 minutes ago. But yeah, it's a great piece.
Yeah, I did that. That is also a good piece. Everybody's publishing their little JJ McCarthy puff pieces on the week before camp. It's very fun.
Yeah, I'll re-promote the piece that you wrote. Sure, why not?
We just need some Zemiah Vaughn puff pieces now. You'll find out why later. Number 9, Aaron Jones. Aaron Jones at number 9. Number 8, and honestly, where did I have Mason? 26. I hate that. I might retroactively, before you do the consensus, Arif, I might mulligan that and move Mason up the board, because I hate
using your top 15 mulligan on a top 30 player. That's so fascinating.
I think there is not a 17 player gap between them, but
okay,
we'll keep cruising along for now. Number 8, Josh Metellus. So we all have Metellus really high, like 8,
except Arif has him 17.
Most of you do. Yeah, I have him 17.
Okay. You're devaluing Metellus like I'm devaluing Cashman, and then do we tell you that you're wrong? Like he's actually like a really good player. Like, do we point the finger?
No, mostly we just tell you that you're wrong. That's how.
Okay.
I mean, this is the first episode of
I know
the
it's
show,
a pilot,
but it feels like that's been.
You read the script, Sam.
The vibe feels like to me that we mostly just tell you that you're wrong.
If you're new to the show, if you just saw a Viking squad show and said, what is this all about? this is the show right here.
It's Sam trying to accomplish things and the rest of us trying to
Sam being the
as-
emotional punching bag for
As the
60
owner
minutes.
of a website called Wide Left, it was really important for me to be on a show called The Squad of some kind. So I thought,
Wow.
no chance Sam understands that joke.
Number 7, Jordan Addison. Number 6, TJ Hockenson. I think I see it exactly as Braun sees it, exactly as Inman sees it. And Arif hasn't even ranked TJ Hockenson yet. So that's a top 5 guy for him. So we've gotten to the top 5. We will step aside briefly. And then when we come back,
number 1?
our top 5 Minnesota Vikings coming up next. We are brought to you today by BetterHelp. Workplace stress is at an all-time high. 61% of the global workforce is reporting higher than normal stress levels. Summer's a perfect time to take small steps to focus on your wellness and manage the challenges that come with your workday. Most of us can't just quit our jobs, take endless vacations. You got to be realistic. So you start small. Might be getting outside for a few minutes, adding some movement into your day, talking with somebody about life's challenges. That's where BetterHelp comes in. Do you feel like your schedule is still super busy? You can't get away. You can't find time to help yourself, work on yourself. Well, the flexibility of online therapy does make it easy to fit sessions into that busy schedule, whether it's work, family, or otherwise. It's flexible no matter where you are because the meetings can be virtual. As the largest online therapy provider in the world, BetterHelp can provide access to mental health professionals with a diverse variety of expertise. Unwind from work with BetterHelp. Our listeners get 10% off their first month at BetterHelp.com/lockedon. That's BetterHelp, HELP.com/lockedon. Before the show is done, we'll also have our Mr. Mankato prediction after we rank our top 5 Vikings. Here we go. The big finale. Luke Braun, take us home.
Yeah. Number 5, I've got Andrew Van Ginkel.
Why?
You
I
know,
want a little justification for all 5.
a little justification. I mean, look, the dude is. I forget how many sacks, the 2 pick sixes, but like 9 sacks or something like
11,
that.
11. No, it was like 11. Yeah.
11. Yeah. So like I've got both the edges here in the top 5, obviously. And this is, if you want, like, I was trying to think of like, what's the engine of the defense, right? Like what is the thing, what's at the tip of the spear here? It's the edge rushers. It's these 2 guys and everything else is made to try to get them the best opportunities possible. I have Van Ginkel slightly behind Grenard because I think Grenard does a little bit more of that role. But obviously the Swiss Army knife thing is goes a long way for me with both him and Metellus. And I think it also rose Dallas Turner up my ranks. I know I wasn't here for that, but that also kind of mattered to me. Next, I have Byron Murphy. I might be overreacting to like having a big high interception. He just got paid and all that stuff. I might be sort of rose-colored glassesing it because he wasn't like a perfect corner, but he is the only thing holding that secondary together.
Hey, is it Byron Murphy Sr. or Byron Murphy Jr.?
It's Junior,
Junior.
which should not be confused with Byron Murphy II, a different player.
A different player, yes. Yeah. Oh, yeah, Rookie of the Year, Byron Murphy Jr.
Yeah, yeah, exactly.
But I think, again, that like the idea of if you removed this player, what's the impact, right? Kind of starts creeping into my mind when you get to the top 5 in terms of, the best players, the core Vikings. I feel like Byron Murphy is a core Viking, and the contract he just signed kind of justifies that. Then third, I have Grenard for many of the same reasons about Van Ginkel, but just more intensely. And then I'm going to guess our number 2 and number 1s are about the same. Christian Darrisaw, number 2, and Justin Jefferson, number 1.
Who's number 1? I've never heard that name in my life.
What's that?
Yeah, some skinny
Speaking
kid.
English?
I think he's got potential, but he's slot only.
Yeah, oh, okay.
Justice
Yeah,
Jefferson. Yep.
There you
Justice. Is that what
The guy who caught for Joe Burrow. Yeah.
Jeffers.
At LSU.
Jeffers. Yeah, no.
Yeah,
no.
there, Jefferson. There you go.
All right, Luke Inman, what do you got?
I had a tough time with Murphy. I think Arif, you pointed out a great fact, like, okay, kind of had a Pro Bowl type season, but do we view this guy Byron Murphy as like a pure shutdown, leave him on an island corner. But Luke, you raised a lot of good points too. Without him in this secondary, I don't even want to know what it would look like. So Byron Murphy at 5. I thought about using a mulligan and maybe dropping him just a couple spots. I'm going to keep him at 5. Andrew Van Ginkel 4. Just the epitome of like a coach putting a guy in a position to do what he does best and just absolutely thrived last year. The versatility to drop back, get his hands on the ball, rush the passer. Just absolutely fantastic addition. Jonathan Grenard 3, stats don't lie. Just one of the best pure pass rushers, pass rush win rate, quarterback hits, quarterback pressure, all that stuff in the league. Maybe still a little undervalued, actually. Just maybe doesn't have that name brand value like the Max Crosby's and Nick Bosa's, etc. But Christian Darrisaw 2, JJ 1. No surprise there at the top.
I don't know why I expected our number 2s to be different. Like I made jokes about how obviously our number 1s would all be the same, but I should have realized our number 2s would also all be the same. My number 5 is right next to Andrew Van Ginkel, Jonathan Grenard.
Oh.
I guess I'm lowest on him, which feels bad, but also he's a top 5 player, so whatever. Outstanding player. Tough for me because I think that the next couple of players are all like the best at their position or nearly there. Obviously, Braun and Neal isn't, but we just have an insane amount of talent this year in the league at right tackle, so that's tough. Then I've got TJ Hockenson. Phenomenal tight end. Difficult to. I think he's, fans of teams will always talk about like, hey, our very good guy is actually one of the best in the league and he's underrated. And if I'm going to indulge that, I would indulge it for TJ Hockenson, who is to me unquestionably a top 3 tight end in the league and closer to 1 than he is to 5.
Pause for a rabbit trail question. TJ Hockenson, how many years does he have to produce to usurp Kyle Rudolph in Vikings lore?
I have no idea. I'm going to say 1.5.
1.5 more years?
Am I way off on this?
This seems like kind of a short.
I'd say 3 if he stays healthy. Yeah. If he stays,
I have no idea. I have no idea what the career numbers are for the
3.
Vikings, Sam. I can't. Obviously, my answer is going to be bad.
I think he needs to have. I think it needs to be more about a peak because Kyle Rudolph's whole thing was longevity. Like to overtake Kyle Rudolph in yardage. I'm going to guess it's like
800-yard season, a bunch of 400, 500-yard
Yeah,
seasons.
but it was like a lot of seasons. So to catch him in yardage, you're either going to have to play for as long, which means the answer to this is a lot of years, or like have a 1,200-yard crazy blow up year.
I got it. Kyle Rudolph, 10 Viking seasons, 4,488 yards in 10 seasons. TJ Hockenson in 2.5 has 1934. So 2.5 more years at that rate. That would put him like 600 behind in half the time.
Okay, yeah. So 3 seasons seems pretty normal. Cross some yardage.
3 healthy
probably
seasons.
See that headline and
4
start to
good
think about
seasons, and he's a top 10 receiver in Vikings history. Probably.
Oh, that's crazy.
Wow.
Rudolph
I love the idea that he could pass Kyle Rudolph conceivably in 2. That's funny to me.
Yeah.
I also want to mention
after missing so much time the last
every time TJ Hawkinson's like career production comes up, I do want to mention that all of his Vikings years were more productive than I think all but one of his Lions years. Like it was absolutely great for him, and I think it's insane that people act like the Lions got better with Sam Laporta. No, they didn't.
Sam Lafrada.
Yeah. No, yeah. TJ Hawkinson's a better tight end.
My number 3, no surprise, is Braun and Neal, outstanding right tackle. Just getting washed away in a sea of outstanding right tackles in the league, but he is quite good. I might be overreacting to the fact that he finally bounced back after slowly declining-ish since signing the contract. And then, Christian Darrisaw.
Justin Jefferson, yeah.
I
think you're way too high on Braun O'Neal. I don't think he's nearly the sort of flawless that I would, or the sort of like weapon in the trenches that I would say that someone like Jonathan Grenard or even Christian Darrisaw is.
High floor, safe.
I mean,
one of the more
there's a couple at reps against like Aiden Hutchinson where he gets cooked. Like he will get smoked by the good guys in some pretty ugly way. Like he's good for like 1 a game. That's just enough for me to say, okay, maybe not. He's a top 3 player.
I think when you take a look at right tackles, it's only Lane Johnson who that isn't true for. Penei Sewell also
Penei
gets
Sewell,
smoked.
yeah.
In pass protection, and Penei Sewell's an outstanding run blocker, obviously. Then Tristan Wirfs moves to the left side. You don't got to worry about it.
My top 5, Byron Murphy, number 5. Number 4, Andrew Van Ginkel. I was hoping somebody would put Gink above Grenard because he is a very different player. He certainly does things better than Grenard. Grenard's just so
but
good.
Grenard is just so obviously good. It's just tough.
You could make like
tough.
a versatility argument, which I almost did, but I didn't go that far with it.
Yeah,
I've actually got Darisaw 3.
Whoa, Sam, lowest on Christian Darisaw.
Wow,
hate
Christian
him.
Darrisaw.
Can't stand him. Yeah, I if we're judging Jordan Addison for missing 3 games, I mean, I feel like we can knock Darisaw.
We're judging Jordan Addison for definitely missing future 3 games and not in the past having missed games.
I think that I can just be a little nervous about Darisaw, right? Just how's he going to bounce back? We don't know for sure.
You can't be nervous about that. Not allowed.
Jonathan Grenard, number 2. Jonathan Grenard, number 2. And number 1, Noah Fant.
Will Riker.
Jeff Okuda.
CJ.
Where'd you have Okuda at the end of the day, Sam?
Marcus Sherrills.
Yeah, where did you rank Okuda relative to the rest of us?
I think it was pretty close. So let's see where Braun had him. Braun,
I had him.
Okuda 30th.
Sam had him
31st.
lowest.
I had Okuda 38th.
Wow.
I had him, yeah, I had him 35.
33.
Inman had him 33.
Oh, I'm the highest on
Braun
him?
had him
Oh.
31. Yeah.
I put him around like guys that I think will rotate in and like actually play a little bit. Tyrion Dawkins, Jordan Mason.
So every time I feel like one of these players gets brought up, it's like we cherry pick a little bit, but it's like, oh, we all have them relatively pretty much within like 4 or 5 spots. Who's like the craziest? We
need Arif to tell us who the guy is.
Yeah.
It's maybe somebody way at the bottom
Tim
who
Jones.
have like 20 spots apart.
Tim Jones.
We have
Tim
a 40. We have a 40 spread on Tim Jones. We've got
because I think he's going to make the team.
Yeah, and I have him 80th, so that would be a big one.
Yeah,
look, I'll put together a whole little presentation.
Oh no, I'm
yes,
50th.
please.
Who we're farthest apart on?
PowerPoint.
Who's everyone's favorite player?
Shut the lights off. PowerPoint.
Least favorite player.
Yep.
Yeah, I mean, like I mentioned, like 2 weeks ago, I won a PowerPoint competition. I mean, I'm built for this.
Oh my god!
Are you going to do the thing that you do for the consensus big board, where like it compresses as we go down the list?
Degrading, yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
Because I think the difference between 1 and 3 is more significant than the difference between like 78 and 70. Or
yeah.
We had another super big spread. I can't find it.
I'll figure it out. Don't worry.
I feel like anybody who you have under like 65, you're just saying like this guy's not a factor at all in camp, right? Like
yeah, and ranking like 90 to 65 is just like purely vibes because everybody is like, all those guys.
That's where the most disagreement has happened between us. Where like a guy like Tim Jones, like Sam thinks, okay, he's not a factor in camp. He's going to be cut. Next time we need to pick up a guy for injury, we're just going to like lose him real quick. Where I think he's got like a legit shot, and I even have him on my 53-man roster.
Oh, you had Gavin Bartholomew higher than Tyler Batty, though. Oh no,
exactly. Yeah,
I don't know, man. Like whatever. This just the side of the bed I woke up today. I don't know.
Right. This is the first time I've heard of these guys in my life.
I'll own it.
Yeah.
Who was? I'm just curious. Who was Gavin Bartholomew? Who had him the highest?
We've got,
if that's impossible to look up right now, don't worry.
Braun's got him 51. Inman's got him 56. Arif's got him 48, and I have him 54. Very similar.
Okay.
Very
similar. All in the same.
Yep. Not a big spread there. That was fun. Top 91 Vikings. We will have the consensus analysis on Thursday, and when we come back, we select our Mr. Mankato. First, we are brought to you by Rougiette. Guys, you probably heard of Viagra or Cialis, maybe tried them. But if you want something beyond the usual pill, it's time to meet Rougiette Ready, a next-gen prescription treatment designed to amplify arousal and boost blood flow. It's not like the usual pills. Rougiette's 3-in-1 formula dissolves under your tongue, kicks in fast in like 15 minutes. And effects can last up to 36 hours, so you can stay confident and in control when the moment strikes. It's totally online. It's totally discreet. Rougiette connects you with a board-certified doctor and ships your treatment directly to your door. And you can read real customer reviews on their site, which makes people feel even more confident and present in the moment. So head to rougiette.com/LockedOnNFL. Use code LockedOnNFL to get 15% off today. That's Rougiette, RUGIET.com/LockedOnNFL. Promo code LockedOnNFL for 15% off. Individual results may vary with prescription treatment. Compounded drugs are permitted to be prescribed under federal law, but are not FDA approved and do not undergo FDA safety, effectiveness, or manufacturing review. Please visit the Rougiette website for full safety information. All right, big moment on the Vikings Squad Show, rebranded as of today. Formerly the Minnesota Football Party. Welcome in. Thanks for being here. Thanks for commenting, subscribing. Check us out. Locked On Vikings YouTube channel, Locked On Sports Minnesota YouTube channel, Locked On Vikings audio podcast feed. Tradition unlike any other, Mr. Mankato predictions. The first practice is Wednesday. First press conferences are tomorrow. First practice open to the public is Saturday. So all the big stuff happening this week. Who wants to go first? Inman, you want to give a stab at Mr. Mankato for
Can
this
I get the criteria again? The prereq is a guy like Jay Ward. Is he still eligible?
That's a good question. So it'd have to be day 3 pick. Day 3 pick can't be above that. Can't have
it could be a third
anything.
rounder, right? Because
no,
that was
it has
the
been.
original. Yeah, the original rules included third rounders, and I've strongly objected to that every time. I hate the idea that it's a third rounder.
Yeah, it sucks.
Okay.
It was like Mekhi Blackman or something once.
How about fourth round?
Like, it feels like there's less and less committee discussion on Mr. Mankato every year. I feel like this award has been fading into the background in Minnesota beat lore. And so
just vibing it now. Like,
yeah, and so I think we can just assert our own rules here and just ban third round.
Just day 3 pick or
right.
or
I'm going with Jay Ward.
Should we do Mr. Squad? Let's take it. Let's make an aggressive,
Mr. Squad
hostile takeover. Mr. Squad.
Can do that. Do we all have
presented
to
by
have
Game
a
Time.
consensus guy?
But it does feel like that would suggest that we're talking about a guy making the practice squad when you have to make the roster.
Wait, that's perfect. Mr. Practice Squad.
You have to make the roster.
No, it's a different thing. That sounds awesome. Let's do that.
We're zigging. They're zagging. We're zigging.
You just changed Sam's whole approach to this section of the show.
No, we have to have a vote on Jay Ward's eligibility. So he has played 63 defensive snaps in his career, mostly a special teams guy.
Can anybody remember one of those?
No, I would say eligible.
It's okay if you.
I
if you
remember
deny
a really
it,
bad
that's fine.
mistackling.
I don't care.
Once, actually, I can remember one.
This one is borderline for me because it's been 2 years, right? So
his
I
his
think
last year of eligibility.
the spirit of Mr. Mankato to me has always been the guy that we are very excited about, and now that the season has started, we'll never think about again. And I feel like you have to be a little new for that. Like, I don't feel like you can give it to a 4-year vet, but has that happened has it happened to go to a guy in the past that's been around for a while?
Well, let's just say that. So KJ Osborne was like the ultimate Mr. Mankato in 21 or 22, whatever
second
year he broke.
Was that a second year?
So Jay Ward's 1 year different from that. Like, does that just
1 year is huge. We don't include fifth
Isn't he
year
going into
players.
year 4? Wasn't he a
No,
2022 pick, or was it?
So
was
what?
it
What's next? Tim Jones is ineligible? Jeez.
He would not be able
But T. Jones, Tim Jones being new here, I get it.
He's
No,
not
that was.
But he's
sarcastic.
been in the
Please
league
don't
for longer, so
answer
like
that.
Okay, so though I don't think that Jay Ward should qualify, I do want to say that there is an argument in his favor, which is that when you Google him, he is not the Jay Ward that appears as the Google result. So he's
Who's
got that
guy?
going.
From Composer.
Ah, man.
Who is he?
it's all right, Jay. If you Google me,
he is
people still
creative.
ask if you meant Luke Bryan.
So
Google
because of
still
the,
asks.
I think we need just a 3-man vote here on Jay Ward. I'm going to say yes.
I'm saying no.
I'm saying
Braun,
no.
break the tie.
Okay. All right. No Jay Ward. All right.
Okay.
So my backup plan was Tyrion Ingram Dawkins, but the more I think about it,
thinking about him.
the more I think about it, I think that rotation is just so deep back there. There's so many bodies that they're going to want to get snaps to that I don't think he's going to have enough opportunities. I'm going to go with Dwight McGlothern at cornerback.
Okay.
Ooh,
Yeah.
I like that.
I see that.
That slaps. That's a good one.
All right, Alexander just stole mine because I had like a whole bit prepared for Ben Urasek, but it's Ben Urasek. I think
I thought about that too.
Yeah, I
Good
think
one.
he gets past Gavin Bartholomew. Pete Bursich, like just yesterday, released a video about why he's super high in Ben Urasek. And it kind of mirrors a lot of what I think, which is that I think he's a very capable blocker. I think that you can split him out wide. I think that you can and have him play receiver. He can be kind of an outlet receiving tight end from an inline position. I think that he's got a lot of experience playing a bunch of different tight end roles at Georgia, and I think that that's really difficult to find at a tight end 3. And so that's going to help. Also, 266 on the consensus board. That's relatively high for an undrafted free, actually quite high for an undrafted free agent. And when the Vikings signed him, his name actually popped out to me because I remember he was kind of one of the people that everyone thought was a combine snub. And while the history of quote unquote combine snubs isn't extraordinary, it is fun. So I'm going to go with Ben Urasek.
It feels like we are all very lukewarm on Gavin Bartholomew's chances. Like we basically got him on the same plane as the UDFAs, or getting replaced by Noah Fant. Nobody is slobbering over the prospects of Gavin Bartholomew.
I'd like to learn that he is healthy. The fact that he's hurt coming into OTAs and that they signed a guy about it tells me that there's going to be a lot of missed camp. So it might be kind of an NA situation.
Is Ricci, the Italian stallion, is that who they signed?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Like they brought in a guy that's probably meant to be a camp body more than make the team is my take on that.
Soak
so
up
that
some
tells
reps.
me, know, they're not worried about him missing like the whole season or anything, but that is going to that's going to hurt his camp and therefore his chances.
They did announce that he reported yesterday, one of the 40 reports.
Every injured player reported early.
Anything.
That's like Christian Darrisaw's there too, and Will Fries and stuff. I'm going with Tyrion Ingram Dawkins. You guys flirted with the idea, but I think there's already some momentum for this. He was taking a lot of reps with the ones, like more than just, you're kind of, let's put the rookie in against the pro and see what it is. Plus in OTAs, when it's like a walkthrough, it's not really that much of a competition period anyways. You're just getting a look for I think they're genuinely considering like a lot of rotation for this guy. And the way Mr. Mankato goes down is very much dictated by preseason, I think. And this guy's going to be playing a lot of preseason. I think he could play with the 2s and the 3s, kind of have that the way they like to do it with rookies, right? You like to kind of put him in a little bit extra. So that'll give him a lot of opportunities, get a couple of sacks against someone's guard they're about to cut. Someone's Henry Bird, go cook that guy, get a sack. I could see some hype coming out pretty quick.
If Dwight McGlothern is 15-1, I should have asked you guys what your odds are. What are the odds on Nudie McGlothern, Inman? What do you think?
I would say like 10-1. You think it's 15-1?
I would have said 15, 10-1.
Maybe 12?
Yeah.
Meet in the middle, somewhere like that? Yeah.
Arif, what would you say on your sec?
The odds of making the roster?
Odds of being Mr. Mankato.
Probably 8-1.
Offensive players have an advantage.
Yeah.
They do.
Ingram Dawkins. Have we had a defensive lineman win in recent memory? Did Tayshawn Bauer win back in the day?
Ooh, wow.
He really should have.
Yeah.
That's like a perfect one.
Yeah.
Oh, no. T.Y. McGill, right?
T.Y. McGill.
T.Y. McGill would have been the guy. At least
who ended up making a couple of plays for the 49ers after that, and also the Colts before that, if I remember.
He's available, isn't he? Bring him home.
T.Y.
Bring him
McGill.
home.
So Ingram Dawkins feels more in the Dwight McGlothern territory for odds, but I think there's more of a chance as a defensive lineman to make plays than in the secondary. A secondary, it's hard to get a pick.
It is tough, right?
Audie
Cole won it, right?
Who?
Audie Cole.
Audie Cole.
Yeah,
right?
Obviously not a secondary guy, but we were talking about making plays in the secondary. Pick sixes, Audie Cole.
If Dwight McGlothern's 12-1, I think that Zemiah Vaughn, my guy, is 20-1. I'll take the value. He is going to pop off the screen He's 6'2.5" and can fly. Those traits are going to make him very visually appealing if indeed he can play at an above average level against like the threes. I don't think he's going to be tested too much against great competition, which gives him a chance to really shine and pop. And if he can do some damage in one-on-ones, like if he can get some reps against, I don't know, Ty Felton, Rondale Moore, do some stuff in camp, because that's where I'm counting on the Will Raggettses, the Alec Lewises to give us the play-by-play, want the one-on-ones to find out how Zemajevan's doing, build that hype train. I want to see him pick off Max Brosmer a few times. Let's go. Zemajevan out of Utah. Seriously.
I like it.
I mean,
I like
Yeah,
it.
no, he got a little bit of hype out of OTAs. I'm a little worried that it's like Alec Lewis said he had one good practice and we're taking it too far.
Could be. Definitely
But
could
like,
be.
hey, we didn't hear anything about any of the other undrafted rookies, so why not?
Definitely could
Sure.
be. What are his odds, you think, Sam?
I think he's like I think he's the longest shot
Longest
of the
for
four.
sure.
Yeah.
Because he'd be probably behind like Ambry Thomas.
Yeah.
Probably behind McGlothern for sure. Tavier, probably behind Tavier Thomas. He's probably like CB8. But it's not like there's a lot of entrenched competition above him. I
No,
mean,
it's very fluid back there past the third, right?
So,
Third, fourth
so
quarter.
not out of the realm to say that he could get some reps with the twos on a certain day where someone's banged up. Like that's in play here.
Because it's so fluid. If he's good in practice, if he's making plays, if he's where he's supposed to be on any given assignment or play, he's going to get more reps. He should start probably getting some snaps and reps in preseason games with the twos, to your point. So if he's good, I mean, should all work out, because that situation back there, to your point, is so fluid. Like 4 through 8, I just feel like the coaches are just waiting to get these guys out there and kind of build their own little power rankings or depth chart. I feel like it's wide open.
Inman, Arif, meet at TCO Saturday with some binoculars, just sit in the corner and chill, watch some practice. What do you say?
I'm gonna
Take
sneak out on the
mustaches so
field.
nobody recognizes
I'm gonna
us.
pull out one of my old credentials, see if I can sneak.
I don't know. Short of a Luke Braun mask, I don't know what I could do to sufficiently disguise myself.
Is that
I-
still
Way that would
climbable?
render me unrecognizable.
So Arif, let's find what your doppelganger coach in the NFL. Let's figure out what staff he's on. Let's wear the jacket of that team so we look like opposing staff. Bring a legal pad and some binoculars.
Or you
and
go
see-
Chris
That guy
Thomason.
in.
Or you go Chris Thomason, right?
Yeah,
Top to bottom,
there you
Chris
go.
Thomason.
yeah, I'll put on my like Mongolia hat.
I was just gonna say
Yeah.
the Sydney Olympics.
Sydney
yeah,
wrestling Olympics.
Yeah.
Wrestling for some reason.
My spam shirt. Yeah. Spam museum shirt. Yeah.
Yep.
I'm thinking back. I would be so curious. I think back to like a guy like John Randall, undrafted when they had like 12 rounds, undrafted. How did he look his first year at training camp? Was he like a Mr. Mankato? Like, was there some hype back then
Who
for
are
him?
we talking about?
John Randall?
John
No,
Randall.
he was very much like so he barely made the team.
That
He
is so
was
crazy, dude.
he was good. He played well, but he was legit like D tackle, and he was probably 245 soaking wet.
Super undersized, right? When he came
Yeah.
out.
And so there's this famous story about the chains. Are you familiar with this?
No.
Yeah, at weigh-in he wrapped chains around his
He
waist.
like tucked them under his sweatshirt, and he was like trying not to move too much so they wouldn't jingle,
yeah, the big
so that he
hoodie
would
on.
weigh. Jerry Burns told him, you have to be 250 by the end of camp or you're not making the team, and he wasn't. So he put on the chains, so he weighed in, and then he played good enough to make the team. But like
Okay,
that was
that's
and he
amazing.
was stuck still behind Henry
That's
Thomas.
amazing.
And
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
incredible. I'm looking at Pro Ref, so bear with me if I start to freeze. But
was he,
0 games
Texas
started.
A&M
Year 1.
Kingsville, right? That's or what was it?
Yeah.
Year
yeah.
2 though. Year
I think
2 big
it's
leap.
not called the same thing anymore.
Year
Right,
1 to year
yeah.
2 big leap goes from 0 games started to 8, and he had 9.5 sacks in 8 games. So I feel like that was kind of what put him
So
right
if
there.
Levi
like,
Drake
okay.
Rodriguez had 9 sacks this year, that's the equivalent, like of being
and
shocked.
started
shocked
like
by that.
more than
Yeah, or it's like Jalen Redmond just showing up and
Yeah.
getting
Yeah.
like 9 sacks, but like, oh my God, this guy might be a Pro Bowler kind of thing.
Yeah.
Mhm.
I think it's not dissimilar from the Ivan Pace deal, except Ivan Pace, like, there was, yeah, but if like Brian Asamoah was an entrenched starter that needed a little more convincing for you to set aside.
Mhm.
Yeah, very interesting path. Very, very fun story for sure. The fact that he almost didn't make the team. I mean, are you kidding me? That's
That's
also, how do you not put on 5 pounds in like 3 weeks?
I think
he had a
he
process.
started at like 230. Like he was,
Oh my
he
gosh,
is small.
Wow.
Yeah, Alexander says Taki Taimani. I think if he was going to win it would have been last year. He kind of had his moment. I think he's just like a rotational player now.
Yeah.
He's just like here.
I do want to add, like, that's not too dissimilar from Adam Thielen. Like, he didn't have to wear chains or anything like that to make weight.
Yeah.
But, like, he was a practice squad guy his first year. And a lot of people weren't confident that he would even make the practice squad because he kept dropping passes in camp.
Yeah.
Which, like, you understand who Adam Thielen is now. You're like, what in the world are you talking about? Yeah, he kept dropping passes in camp.
Yeah.
And then his bread and butter the next year or 2 years was just special teams.
Yeah,
Can I be that
he was
special
a-
teams?
he
Can I
was
just
a
be a special
punt
teams
protector.
ace?
Blocking that punt
Chris
in
Walsh.
2015 in the divisional deciding game in Lambeau.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Second backup punt returner, right? It was like Marcus Sherrill, someone else, and then him.
Yeah. Or no, he did a jet sweep on a fake punt. That's what it was in that Lambeau game.
Yeah, it was like a 61,
Yeah, the
68.
block
Yeah, and he
punt
just like
TD.
flew, and you're like, who's this guy?
That
Carolina.
was crazy.
Yeah.
Um,
I remember the
Thing.
2014 camp battle very strongly. This was like right when I was getting really, really
told this
locked in
story
on
all
like
the
who
time.
wins wide receiver 6 between
Talk about
Adam
it.
Thielen and what was the guy's name?
It was a Florida State guy. There's like 8
It
different.
was his
players
initials
who
were
played in
RJ, but I can't remember what it was.
Rodney
um,
Jones,
Rodney
Rodney Johnson,
John-
Rodney,
yeah, Rob Johnson or something
Rodney
like that.
Smith, Rodney Smith.
Yeah,
Smith.
Rodney Smith, yes.
Yeah.
No. Yes.
No, it was, it was Rodney
Adams
Smith
was later.
because it was Rodney Smith because there have been like 8 players in the NFL with the same or a similar name. It was Rodney Smith, 6'5", Florida State wide receiver.
Big
I don't
boy.
know if he ever got more than 300 yards in college. But yeah.
Yeah, I remember like that being like a really tough camp battle for him to make like wide receiver 6.
Yeah.
Mhm.
It's like Tristan Jackson, Lucky Jackson today, but it
Right.
just turned out Tristan Jackson was like a Pro Bowler. in 3
Rodney
years.
Smith walk-off touchdown preseason against the Cardinals.
The Cardinals.
Oh,
Yeah, Teddy
yes.
Bridgewater.
Watched that in a champs, I believe, in Brainerd, Minnesota.
And then Blair
You-
Walsh
people
PAT
were-
failed.
People were so that's great. Of things to come, right? People
Right.
were so excited that Teddy Bridgewater led a 4th quarter comeback in the preseason. And Rodney Smith was the one who got that touchdown for that.
Yeah, I thought that was it. I thought that ended the battle.
I was arguing with people all the time. I was like, no, Adam Thielen should get this spot over Rodney Smith. And people were like, well, Rodney Smith is more talented. And I was like, what do you mean talented? Adam Thielen's better at playing wide receiver. And I could have been throwing a dart here. This is like I'm living off of this high.
One of your
11
wins.
years
Yeah.
later,
On
right?
the resume.
And I
One of your
could've just been
dubs on the
just wrong,
resume.
right?
Yeah. we could have been thinking anything. Yeah.
Yeah,
Nobody
exactly.
is to be held to account for their
2014,
sports
dude,
takes 10 years
Zimmer's
ago.
First year, that was the wild, wild west, dude. Like we were all over. Everybody was all over the map.
There's still a piece of me caping for Christian Ponder. Okay, like we could just forgive and forget
Ooh, yeah.
I was
You
like,
got one
on
star.
Reddit.
I was banging the
remember-
table for Derek
remember
Cox and
people
Justin
like-
Coleman to start.
If you want optimistic training camp takes, follow Daniel House. If you want pessimistic training camp takes, follow Arif Hasan. The truth is probably somewhere in the middle. And this is about Christian Ponder, so I guess I feel good about that. I certainly didn't think he was a bust, though.
House will be in those bleachers.
House
he
will
will-
be in those bleachers. Follow Daniel House.
SPF
He'll have
50.
the bucket hat
Yeah.
and the sunscreen.
Oh, yeah.
SPF 50
Mike-
and full sleeved everything, too.
Yep.
Yeah.
The UV
The-
protection. Yeah.
The all-new Vikings squad show back on Thursday with consensus analysis of our top 91, more bubble battles. We'll get the reports from the first practice and plenty more. I think next Monday we'll do our preseason fantasy team picks just to account for any injuries, that happened in the first week. We'll get that out there though next week. So gear up. It's that time of year. Camp week. You're on the Vikings Squad Show on Locked On Sports Minnesota. Thanks for watching.